Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution, and welcome to potentially my most anticipated build so far in Jurassic World Evolution. And this one, you've seen that from the thumbnail, and hopefully you clicked because you saw that. This is going to be a dedication park for Mr. Dr. Ian Malcolm, or better known as our all-time favorite, Jeff Goldblum. So, this one is going to be mad. It took me actually a long time to get this done. So what you're seeing on screen is going to be a madly, for me annoying, but hopefully for you satisfying, a way of building the path layout for, basically his portrait. And I tried this several times. I unfortunately started on a different map. I wanted to do this on the Isla Nublar 1993 to really be in theme, but it really didn't play out the way I wanted it to. Simply the map has been a little bit too finicky to do that, and also size-wise not really the best way of doing it. Now that means I switched over to Jurassic World or Jurassic Park Isla Nublar 2015. That one is, I think, the biggest canvas we have in this game to date, and this is what we're doing. We are designing a layout of the park in the center around this very iconic photo of Mr. Dr. Ian Malcolm, or Jeff Goldblum, however you want. Also, I'm a big fan of his approach of, making the same photo again. I saw that on his Instagram, I think a couple of months ago, but it was really fun, and I like these, this kind of a social media trend just in general to make photos, to recreate photos of your past. And I've got several ideas to, realize this park, but today is really the focus on this portrait over here, and you can really see this. We will also have a real-time part in which I'm going to talk you through my ideas. We are going to also have a pile of shit in here. This is definitely needed, not in today's episode, but we will have one. There is no way around this, and I will also tweak some little things, because the pathway, I have done a couple of pathway paintings and stuff in Jurassic World Evolution 1, and it used to be simpler. And the main issue is, it's not really an issue, but it's basically the problem is that Frontier improved the path system in several points, but for me personally that is just a step back, because it just makes building the way I wanted it here a little bit harder, simply because of these auto filling, auto circle, whatever. That was a little bit of an issue. And there are a couple of things I want to talk about as well when it comes to being creative with the pathways and also with the textures. Now, my initial plan was to fill these paths completely, like to make this huge portrait one gigantic plaza. I ended up deciding against it, because all my testing I did previously, before I actually recorded it, ended in a disaster, because at some point the path just starts to jigger. I don't know, there is like weird flickering going on when two different path textures join together. And I remember in Jurassic World Evolution 1 that was never that big of an issue, because when you joined them together there was one overlaying the other, but that was set, it just remained exactly this way. However, here in Jurassic World Evolution 2, at some point they just change the priority, I guess, of paths. Sometimes it's the dark one in front, sometimes it's the bright one in front, and there are a couple of problems I also have with the texture, how texture blending works. Like I showed you some of the tricks I used in the terraforming tutorial, but still it's very hard to get some shading in, and I wanted to try this. I wanted to use different stuff here to make like a little shadow, to make the face get a tiny bit of depth in, but it just didn't work out. I don't know what it exactly is, but the texture really doesn't work well together, or they all don't really work well together. They have the problem that they always have something in between that looks like a bit of a weird transition, and I'm not really a big fan of that. And I have to say that I hope maybe they fix it, or maybe in the future other people fix it, if you know what I mean. So there's a couple of little things I have with it, because I don't know, I would have loved to do this even so much more accurate than it already is. I mean, I think it's good. It's fairly decent. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. It's far away from being perfect. But I have to say, with all the testing I did, I know exactly how I could have done this better. And truth to be told, I would have needed, let's say, 10 to 20 times the amount of time to do that. Like, you know, this took me in total, with all the testing and, you know, with all the trial and error and coming up with the idea, getting the right canvas and stuff, I think around 3.5 to 4 hours. And I guess I would need, yeah, I think 20 hours max for the bases, and then for detailing and getting the, you know, perspective and stuff right, I would need another 10 hours. So 30 hours is, I think, a very easy estimate of what it would take if I would try to make that like picture perfect, which is possible, which would work, but I would have adjusted the scale a little bit more. I would have scaled this up even more, let's say 10 or 20% bigger, so that the smallest pathway is actually like a very tiny stroke, and then you can start to use the strokes, like being the pathway, as like shading, and you could have made this like almost like a little pencil painting, you know, pencil drawing, in which you use the pencil only as like scribbling or if that's even an English word, but like making these strokes, using strokes to get some shades in. That definitely would work, but gosh, I think it's not really worth it. We will really get a bit more creative then in the next episodes. I mean, hell, 30 hours is basically the amount of time you need to unlock everything, so it's like playing the game tries just to get it right. Maybe some other people get it done quicker, I don't know. There are a couple of little things I want to change about the hair. I think the lower part of the hair is not like 100% there yet, and you will see now I'm changing the eyes and stuff quite a couple of times to, yeah, make it a tiny bit better looking. I think I just, you know, delivered in some way. I think it's fine. It's actually fun now watching back the time lapse, how easy it seemed, and how quickly it's done. But you really have to remember, I did a lot of testing beforehand, so it's not like that I just went in here straight away and just had like the perfect dimensions and perfect approach of doing it. That's unfortunately not how it is. I have a huge respect for people who do that, but this doesn't really work out the way. I tested a couple of things here before I went actually in the save file, and yeah, so this is Mr. Ian Malcolm the way it is. I will have, between the real-time part and the voiceover you're listening to right now, today there will be a little bit of a promotion for a product that I have tested, and I'm gonna put this in this normal voiceover. I pre-recorded this little promo thing, but please give it a chance. It's just well under a minute, but give it a chance. This product is really cool, and if you are already longer on this channel, it will be something you definitely have to smile at, because it really fits the channel. And the company that approached me really, you know, they hit a nerve there, because that is how marketing works. Okay, if you have something this way, then it's cool. And we all know that we are still a bit mad that the wonderful fellows at DX Racer never replied to our chairism, so to say. This will make you guys even more happy. So all the fans of Chair, you have to watch that promo, because it's amazing. It's really cool, honestly. I rarely do this, but this time around I really had to agree to it, because it's just too good. I'm not paid. It's just like I have the product for free to test it, and I can keep it, but I don't get any money for it. I just agreed to make like a little promo because I actually like the product. So make sure to give it a chance. But before we are there, in about 1.5 minutes, let's talk about this finished build here. So you can see I tried a lot about the lips, and the problem is, and for every one of you who has already attempted to make a portrait of someone, or, you know, if you have ever tried to draw a person, paint a person, you know how hard it is, especially to get the facial expressions right. And even with all the tools available, like shading and colors and, you know, all that kind of stuff, it's still very hard to get the character right. Even if you do, like, let's say, perfect painting, sometimes there are like little nitbits, little shading, little imperfections that make the character, and that was nearly impossible with the pathway. I think it's fine. You can see that this is Jeff Goldblum. You can see it's meant to be that picture, but it's far away from what I would call it has the character, unfortunately. And I'm really not sure if I would have got this done anyways. So I tried my best. I hope you guys love it as much as I do, because I still love it. And I think as an idea for a park, it's amazing. But just mentioning this so you don't think I believe this is perfect. It's not, but you know, we will have a look at this in the real-time part a bit better so you guys can see that. But I just already changed a couple of things here there. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the overall speed build. In a couple of seconds, there's this little promo, and about in a minutes of time, we will see each other in the real-time part. I'm going to tell you what we're going to build in this project. So thanks so much for now, and I talk to you after the cut. On this channel, we love Chair. Chair is amazing. Chair even has its own Instagram channel. Chair also has its own emote, and it's the maximum tier you can reach in my Gilded server. But Chair has a problem. Chair is lonely. So that is where GAMEWAREZ came into play. They approached me to test a product, and that is nothing less than a wonderful, cozy little beanbag. It's now Chair's brother, and trust me, they do get along very well, because this beanbag is very cool. You can actually do several things with it. You can have it closed, you can open the little zip, and then it turns into a cozy little zippy beanbag where you never want to leave out of again, I tell you. But they also have different other products which I highly recommend to check out. They were so kind to send me over to test, and after a couple of months in use, I can say it's a brilliant quality, it's fun to use, it's very cool, it has a brilliant size. You can also put it sideways, sit on top, and then you can easily sit under your desk. So it's a brilliant product, and I would highly recommend to check this out. Link to the website is in the description, and if you want to know more about that, join my Gilded server and ask me about this. Now we have Chair and Beanbag. We still need a name for Beanbag, but you know, we can do this. Thanks so much. Let's go on with the video. Alright, so here we are. This is our friend, Mr. Ian Malcolm. I can't stop laughing. This is just so hilarious. I mean, it looks kind of nice, doesn't it? You know, actually, you know what? I can actually just change that while we are here in the real-time part. It bugs me all the time already. So this is down here. Not really exactly what I wanted. I need to just get rid of this a little bit because that's a tiny bit too far out. So I'm just going to try and get a bit of a nicer corner here in there. I think that is nice. And you know what we do as well? We're just getting like a little bit of a different, make that a bit more dynamic, you know, and get this hair type a bit more dynamic on this side. There you go. And also this should be like a little bit, that's fine. We can do it that way. And now you can see I basically try to use the textures as best as I can, but also size-wise, you will see in a bit now that this is really hard. So really always have to try to make it this way, and then just kind of, you know, do things like that and all the way this way. I think this is fine. I think it looks good, and I think it works the way it is. I have to disable the music, by the way. Let me just see. Audio, main volume, mute license, music is done. Let me just bring this down, because otherwise my own music will overlay this the whole time. So that's not meant. So yeah, this is the finished result of him lying down, and now we will build the park around this. If we look at, if we look at the map, you can see it's kind of nice. You can see this painting even better. I think the situation is pretty obvious. This is more or less the center of our park, and we will keep an eye on this painting, and we will try to use the background of this painting to make something. So in fact, this arm is a tiny bit too small. I have to make that bigger, but I think, you know, we will get there. Otherwise, the dimensions are a lot better now. I'm gonna have to put the belly also a bit more down here. That's a bit too thin, even though Jeff would have been happy at this time. I guess this hand is just way too small, and just this arm, that doesn't fit perspective-wise. But we are going to do this to the top here, to the top right. We are going to make like the amenities as in like a background standee. There, I think there was like a, I don't know what exactly was in the, I think it was a painting or something in here to the right. So this is the amenity area, and the rest will be a huge herbivore habitat on the left hand side here to make this look good. And then we will have his legs running away from, that's the metaphor, I don't know if that makes sense. We're gonna have the carnivores here, and down here we are going to make like a nice little intro to the area. So once you come in, you gotta go here. But the fun part is you will have to fly in here with the helicopter, and then that should be all good. Shall we just, real quick, let me just really quickly adjust this lower part here. It just annoys me a little bit, so we are just doing that right now. So the arm doesn't make any sense this way. We have to just bring that all a tiny bit forward. I think it's not really that big of a deal, so we are just going to do this quickly. I've done this several times now, so that should not be too much of a big deal. So let's quickly look at the map, and I think, you know what, I'm just gonna first of all put my marker down here as like, wait, this is gonna be the hand. So over here is going to be that, and then the hand gets a little bit of a, there's where the watch is going, and then this is the lower part of the hand. I don't know if the finger goes that way, but we can just do it this way if we fancy doing so, like this, and then just do that again. I think that looks already a little bit better than I initially did this, so there you go. You don't see all the fingers though, but I'm just willing to just quickly do this anyway, so there you go. And just a tiny bit like this, and then just round this off. I'm not sure if this is enough, but we will see. There also has to be the thumb somewhere. There's some blood on it as well, so we could basically make the blood with like the red here. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there is blood on it, so it doesn't make sense if it's not, but there is blood. Trust me, I saw that. There's blood on it. So we're going to make this full circle here for the watch as well. Let's just see if we can make it that way, nice and sweet. And then we go and connect these things here with that. And then I think, you know, let's have a look at the map if that's better. Yeah, that fits a lot better now from the dimensions. And I'm gonna drag this all down so that this is the belly part is also down. Okay, let's quickly do this, and then we are done. And next episode you will finally see the dinosaurs. How cool is that? You know, everyone wants to see dinosaurs as well. Who doesn't? I just want to build more characters. Sorry, I'm just kidding, but well, I'm not really kidding, am I? I don't know. Okay, so this is the connection between those two things. Goes down here. This is where the shade goes. Still need to do some shade, so hopefully I can do this with the sand. Let's make that a bit bigger and bring this down so we don't have to do this all the way. There can still be a bit shade. There you go. This is a tiny bit shady there. Let's see if we can blend that in with like very carefully clicking. It's so hard to do that, guys, because you see it's already way too hard when you click here, and then I have to do this again with the sand and then blend this in. It's just really not easy. I would have loved to get a bit more control over the amount of pressure you can apply to these things, but yeah. So let's just make sure that this all looks good now. The watch can stay the way it is, and then we are just going to have this all dark here. This is where the watch is, but it doesn't matter, it can be that way. And then we paint all of this in sand because that's what we use as the skin color, the skin texture. I'm still not sure if I like the fact that this should resemble the blood on the hand. I'm really not sure. But let's quickly make this watch look like the watch looks. There you go. And that one, I think this one is, yeah, a tiny bit more like this. And then you can, this is basically around his wrist, like so. Yeah, I think we can keep it that way. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, so this is a lot better now. What we gotta do though is we gotta have to adjust this belly part again, and also his little belly thumb here. How's that called? I forgot it. The thing. How's this little thingy on the belly called down here? Whatever, you know what it is, like the belly scar. I have no idea. I just said something. I have no freaking clue. So that is just to make sure where the belly goes. So that gives also a bit more dynamic into his body position. The lighting of day goes different, so we have to see the map again. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better from the position, and the arm would go down here. That's all good. All good so far, and yeah. I think that's it. We can call it a day, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this some kind of different build, and I really hope you are as much looking forward to the next one as I am. My God, Mr. Ian Malcolm is very flat Earth person. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm talking weird stuff. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much also GameWareZ again for that lovely little beanbag. I'm actually sitting right now recording this. How cozy is this? Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everyone who's joining. I'm really, really happy to see you guys here. Let me know in the comments down below how you think this idea turns out. And if you guys have some little Easter eggs we can put in here, put it down in the comments down below. I want to try to bring them in as much as I can. Also, if you have some Easter eggs or some other cool stuff that you want to talk about in general from Jurassic World, put it down, or Jurassic Park, in the comments as well. And the most important question, who's your favorite character from the entire Jurassic franchise? That's something I wanted to ask for the whole time, but I forgot. So who's your favorite character? Let me know, and also why. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Have a great weekend, and goodbye.